Hello and what is up? It's your boy Real_Joshua. I haven't put out a video of gameplay in a minute because all last weekend I was preparing for San Diego Regionals and I had a very interesting experience. So last time I went to Regionals, I checked in and I did really well for my first one. At least I came in top 128. Was really proud of myself. I had practiced my RP Law deck for a long time. This time things went a little bit differently. I've been in a little bit of a strange place when it comes to competitive play of the One Piece card game because my deck, RP Law that is, got banned. So I wanted to kind of like move on to something else, and I had been using Lucci at locals for a while. I was using some Boa and stuff, but I wasn't really super decisive about what I wanted to play for this format of the game. So I went with Lucci, but it wasn't really my favorite deck. I didn't have like the most reps on it. There's a lot of people who are better at the deck than I am. But that being said, I did put in a lot of practice. I went to a good amount of locals, did a lot of testing with buddies, and felt like I was in a pretty good place. Drove out to San Diego the night before the tournament, stopped by this shop in Santa Ana, met some really cool people, ended up kind of play testing with them. It's this shop called Hidden Collectibles 2. Shout out to Hidden Collectibles 2. Drove to San Diego afterwards. This was all with my buddy Andrew anyway. And then the next day, wake up, head over to the venue, to the convention center. You know, we sit down and I met up with some folks in the scene that I've been wanting to meet for a while. Met up with Purposefully TCG, who I did a deck profile with. Super cool guy. We hit it off really well. And then met OPTCG on Twitter. I only know him from Twitter, but he's a really great player, really cool person. And from there, the tournament started and things kind of took a turn for the worse, but I will let myself talk on that from the tournament because I kind of ended up being so tilted that I went to my car and needed some alone time and filmed this little mini vlog. So here's that. What's up, guys? It's your boy Real_Joshua, and I'm now in the parking lot eating some snacks. I brought some apples. I dropped out of the tournament after 4 rounds. First match, I went against the person that I drove down to San Diego with. We've been playtesting all last night. We mostly play like versus each other. We both play Lucci, and then we got paired together in the first round. I didn't see any Morias, and I lost. Second round, I lost to a guy I saw a couple days ago at Project CCG, who's like a really solid player. His name's Carlos. He's really sick. Shouts out to Carlos. I misplayed, had a really great board, but did not have my defensive resources that I needed to win. Played a Rebecca earlier in the game when I should have kept it in my hand and used other stuff to counter. I didn't think I was going to be in defensive trouble, and that I would just like I was happy just being able to bring it out with my geckos. And when my geckos ran out, I just didn't have any more defense. So if I had a turn where I could Rebecca Sabo, it would have been really nice, but yeah, I didn't because I didn't keep my Rebecca in hand. Then I played against Zoro and I won. So at that point I was, lost my first 2 but won 1. And so I was like, okay, there's some hope. Maybe we could still go like 7-3. And then the next round I come up against Black Yellow Luffy and I was like, okay, this feels bad. I lost. I think I did all I could, but I lost. I don't think I made any misplays or anything like that. And I ended up dropping after that, signed up for a side event, and then played the side event. When it started, it was 3:30. I hadn't eaten. Started feeling the kind of brain, some dizziness, a little bit of fatigue. And I think I was a bit tilted because that was one of the worst played games of my entire life, dude. And I made the stupidest misplay. I was playing against a Reiju, and I played a freaking Tempest Kick. Didn't have 10 cards in my trash, so the minus effect didn't work. I was only able to clear 1 porch instead of 2. So that body stayed on the board, and it completely screwed me over. Yeah, I mean, then my brain is like, well, you didn't draw a Moria. Well, it's like, well, dude, if you didn't, I could have won that game without Moria if I didn't make that other mistake. So it is what it is. It's my fault. I've never felt tilted like this before, like playing a game. I think it's just like when you're playing so many matches in a day and you're just like losing and you've done the prep to get to a certain place, it's mentally draining, dude. I think even if we were playing well, it's mentally draining. I think this has been tough for me because like the last regional on RP Law, like I felt really good about my play. Like I didn't care how many rounds I lost because I felt like I played really well. This time it's like the opposite. Like the times that I lost felt really bad because like I didn't play the best of my ability. I'm just dropping lines everywhere. And I think it's due to a couple of things. Like one is that I don't really like play a lot of meta because, as you all know, I create content and a lot of what I do is like playing these weird off meta lists, and I get into this style of play where like I'm just playing for fun. I play for memes, and I don't like set aside the time to practice my like meta deck, which is what I did with Law, where like I kept kind of church and state separate. I would like practice my Law and then do my stuff for the videos. But now like I didn't really do that because I don't really like playing Lucci that much. I don't like, you know, practicing Lucci in the sim. Like, it just doesn't feel very good. And the only reason why I'm playing Lucci this time is because like I didn't want to learn Dofi. Not that I didn't want to learn Dofi, I just felt like I didn't feel comfortable doing that. I felt like I would be more comfortable on Lucci, but I might have been more comfy on Dofi, to be honest with you. So yeah, it's a weird situation. And you know, if I'm gonna do this, if I'm gonna like play a leader that I don't even really like that much, with a playstyle I don't really like that much, even if I do have like some comfort level in it, like I might as well just play something for fun, you know, like I should have played just like Yamato or something. I feel like I would have felt better about myself, like, for not doing well if I was like on a deck I had fun with and I was like more comfortable with, and that I just wouldn't like make these kinds of, maybe Katakuri or something just for fun, just a stupid deck. I'm in the car, I'm eating, like hopefully once I eat I'll feel better. It's literally 4 p.m. and I'm eating freaking nuts in the car. But shouts out to everyone who said hi, by the way. If I see you at regional, don't be afraid to say what's up. But yeah, man, on to the next one. Really, I hope that I'll take this as a learning experience. I don't know, dude. What do you think I should do? Like, should I play more seriously or should I like just play for fun? Because I feel like I played seriously and like this time, but it wasn't fun. With Law, I felt like I was playing seriously and it was fun. You know, I would like to do better and I would like to play leaders that I have more fun with. So I think that's the lesson that I take from this. And also to eat. When you go to regionals, make sure you eat. Bring your protein bar. I forgot my stuff in the car, or else I would have been munching on a protein bar like that whole time. Feels bad. So the rest of the day was cool. I kind of hung out with some people who ended up dropping some really great players from Perfect Rares. Shouts out to those folks, Jesse, Rachel, and everybody else. They were kind of doing some practice sessions of like Dofi versus Dofi and Dofi versus Lucci, and I kind of sat in and learned some lessons from them playing against each other. They just let me kind of hang out for a couple hours while I thought on my sins and my lack of preparation. And for me, this was kind of a big lesson of really, if I'm not in a position where I'm playing a competitive deck that I enjoy, I might as well just play something that is not, you know, an S tier deck that I actually like playing. Because I brought an S tier deck that I didn't enjoy, got in my reps on this deck that I don't really like playing, and who would have thought I didn't do very well in the tournament? I mean, I think part of that can be chalked up to low rolling. Even, you know, the best players are going to low roll every once in a while. I think my matchup spread of mirror, BY, Luffy in my first 4 games is not great, but one of those I could have won. I could have been, you know, X in 2 instead of X in 3, had a much different tourney ahead of me. But I also think that next time I won't drop out to do side events, even if I do lose early, because I might as well get the practice out of it. I thought I was going to have the chance to get more practice in, but the side events were kind of going at such a cadence that I wasn't getting in as many games as if I had just stayed in the tournament. So in the future, I think I'm going to do that instead. If what I like is not a top deck in the format, then just don't worry about it and just play what I like anyway. Maybe hopefully I like something that's like at least B tier or something like that, and just play what I'm good at, play something that I have practice on and that I know the lines for. I think what's difficult about Lucci is that it's a deck where if you don't have the lines memorized, if you don't know like, oh, I can kill this and this on this turn by doing this, because I've been looking at my trash and I've been playing this deck in person for long enough to know that I can pull these things off, then you have to do 2 things, which is you have to think about the strategic kind of overarching macro strategy of what you're doing, plus you have to think about the micro interactions. You need to have those micro interactions like on point. You need to have that stuff in your brain pre-programmed so that you can just do it without screwing anything up. And I didn't have that. So it cost me a lot of time. It made me play faster than I would have otherwise. And it put me in a position where I wasn't able to just think about the macro of the turns. I didn't think too much about the micro. In the future, I got to get to the point with these decks where I can play them without having to think about the micro interactions. And that's going to require me to play a deck that I actually enjoy. Anyway, I'm looking forward to the next one. I really want to meet more people in the scene. I want to make more content. Next time, hopefully, we'll focus on doing that a little bit more. I did snag some clips this time and some pictures, which is more than I did at the last tournament. But yeah, I want to do a little bit more of that in the future and do better, because, you know, as much as I like making meme content and playing decks that suck but are fun, I want to do well in one of these things. I want to make it to day 2. I think that's my next goal, and I want to work toward that. So yeah, that's what we're going to go for in the future. But anyway, thanks to everyone who said hi, and shouts out to everyone that I met at the tournament. It was great. Y'all are awesome. This is the best part of the scene, is getting to meet people and have a room full of 1,000 people that you can just go up to and talk about the meta or like something that you experienced that day, and they will know exactly what you're talking about, you know? It's a really cool feeling, because you don't get to talk about One Piece with people in your everyday life, usually, depending on who you associate with. I don't get to talk about the One Piece card game with people in my daily life. Maybe that's why this channel exists. But that's the coolest part of these tournaments to me. But hopefully I'll have another coolest part to talk about in the future if I can continue to do better and to perform better in future tourneys. So that being said, it's your boy Real_Joshua. Check me out on Twitch at Real_Joshua. I'm also on Twitter at Hi There Josh. Use my link below if you are buying cards from TCG Player. It helps me out. And follow, like, and subscribe, all that stuff. And I will see you in the next one. Later.